deciding on a very small grassroots approach of having these very local events. We'll have them in local cities, at locally owned restaurants, and just invite the community. Hey, we don't care what discipline you're in, if you ride or if you don't. If your neighbor has a horse and you like looking at it, come join and just meet the other people in this community. That's been a lot of fun, and it's been really well received. Any excuse that people can have during the week to grab a glass of wine and talk about these amazing creatures seems to be working well and really building the camaraderie across the equestrian industry.
That's
awesome.
And
I think the same thing goes when at these happy hours we have trainers that maybe the only times they see each other outside of these events are at shows where they're competing against each other. So to take that out, to take the competition out and to see each other as professionals who both love horses and connect in a more human way, it really builds the community on a professional level as well, because then you're more inclined to work with each other instead of just seeing it as a competitive environment.
Yes, absolutely. Because it's so important, instead of us judging each other and being, against each other, it's nice to kind of come together with the horses kind of being the umbrella, if you will, that we all live under, and we can all, support each other. And to go out and have a drink and talk horses is like a no-brainer for me. I mean, I'd be there in a minute. Why is camaraderie so important in our industry, and what do you think we can do besides what you're doing right now with the happy hour to support it and change it?
So I think on the most basic level, like we touched on previously, it is an individual sport. So it's not necessarily a team sport. It's you and your horse competing against other people and their horses. But that, because of that, there seems to me to be a lack of like cheering each other on and at competitions supporting each other. And like I said, there can be a divide between barns when you're at these competitions. So I think if we can start building camaraderie just on the most basic level, even if it's just kids cheering on their friends from a different barn, that's going to completely change the way they grow up in this industry and the way they think about it. And then they're going to invite their friends, and their friends are going to come and say, oh my gosh, look at how many friends you have and look at how fun this is. And everyone's cheering each other on. What a great environment. I want to be part of this too. So I think that's one piece of just building camaraderie, even just with kids, aside from the trainers and everyone that would go to the happy hours. It's really going to change our sport. And then, ultimately the horses will benefit from that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And what do you think about building more camaraderie in the equestrian industry online? How do you think that would look? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big part of our social plan, if you will. Really encouraging each other to cheer each other on, because as Jackie said, it is a individual sport, but it still feels good when you're out there and you're doing something really physically and mentally challenging with another being that has a brain of its own.
Mm-hmm, yes.
when you've got your friends and your community out there supporting you, whether or not they ride in the same discipline, that's a huge piece of, Julie, I'm sure you could speak to this a ton, but a huge piece of the mental game is knowing that you do have people supporting you on your side, and that you can do this, and that you and your horse, whatever challenge faces you, you've got this whole team that acknowledges the fact that it's really hard and it doesn't always go the way you think it's going to go. But the fact that you're out there in the arena, trying your hardest is a big accomplishment for anyone.
Huge.
And so the more we can support each other and root each other on, regardless of what the placing is, I guess, if you will, it's a really cool feeling to be there for each other.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's so true. So true.
And we do like to, even when I think it shows more sportsmanship when there are riders out there that something happens, their horse gets hurt before a big competition, or they get hurt, or whatever it may be, it just didn't line up, and they had their heart set on that competition their whole lives. It speaks volumes about their character when they're able to say, hey, me and Sparky had to pull out because he just wasn't feeling right, and I need to make sure I take care of my horse. Like, it's like, cool. They're not machines. We have to watch out for them. They can't talk. So I think it shows a lot of humanity when we're able to say, hey, I know that I wanted to go win a gold medal, but it's not in the cards today, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're referring to too. And I totally appreciate that, because that's what we should be doing. That's the right thing to do, right? We have to care for them because they're actually literally carrying us, not figuratively, literally. So, they're helping us in so many ways as equestrians. And then for non-riders, they're helping in the therapeutic area. So for so many people, I mean, for veterans and for women and for kids, for everybody, they're so helpful and lovely and wonderful. I think that Equivont is an amazing website. I know that you two both cheer everybody on, and I know that you both go to a lot of shows to cheer people on. And I want to commend you for that, because I think it's awesome. And I think I only see your business growing because you're making all the right connections, and people are really finally getting into this whole, let's support each other, right? It's not about tearing each other down. If I'm competing with anybody, I'm going to compete with myself, not somebody else. I really want to help and support other people. So I'm thrilled that you have Equivont. I'm thrilled that it's growing for you. We only have a couple minutes left. What would you both like to leave the listeners with? I'll give you both a minute or so, or a minute and a half or whatever, but what would you like to leave them with?
Well, I think in any industry, sorry, Jackie. I think in any industry, just going off of what you said, Julie, if we all help each other, then everyone wins. We can help grow the sport. We can help the animals. So there's every bit to cheer every single person on, and we're all facing our own challenges. And so the more we can offer that support to one another, the more we'll all help each other. I guess it's the ultimate piece for me.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I think another thing I'd really like to encourage people to do is, if you're interested in horses at all or curious how they could make your life better, like, find a local resource and find a barn and go try it, and go try to ride, or even just go brush a horse, because what you get from it's immeasurable and it's beyond words. And I think if you're curious at all, it's much more accessible than you might think, and it's worth giving it a shot.
Yes, and they are so giving and forgiving. So I would encourage every one of you who's listening right now who is not an equestrian, just go and find a place where you can pet a horse. They will give you such good vibes. They're so healing on so many levels. So I'd like to thank you both, Jessica, Jaclyn. Thank you. I love you both. You know that. I think you're amazing people. I love what you're doing. Where can people find you on the web?
If you go to equivont.com, that's equivont.com, you'll be able to find us there. You can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn.
Yes.
Any other channel you can think of will probably be there too.
Yes,
but
yes.
Julie, we really appreciate you having us on today, and we absolutely love you to pieces, and know that you're doing great things with Motivation Addicts. So thank you so much for including us.
Thank you for I love you guys. I mean, I can't wait to see you guys. I want to come to California, and we're going to do a retreat. So we'll do it together. Maybe that would be so fun. But thank you both. I love you both. These girls are doing amazing things. I call them girls, but they're women, but they're doing amazing things. You can check out their website. We'll have all the links below for them to reach out to them. So we'll give you all of that. And I'd like to thank you both again for being here. And I want to encourage everyone to remember to stay present and step into your power and never give up on your dreams. And until next time, have a great day. If you have any questions, comments, or would like to know more about a guest on our show, please contact me at jsalant5@outlook.com. That's JS as in Sam, AILLANT as in Tom, 5@outlook.com. And remember, stay present, Step into your power and never give up on your dreams.